Welcome to podcast number 2, or technically number 3, but we're going to call this one number 2 of the new version of podcast. So today I have Florian with me. So Florian and his wife Uzge and their son Maurice moved here a few months ago, and they've become really good friends of ours, and we're in different industries. So we thought it would be nice to bring Florian on just to have a chat about basically what it's like moving to Dubai with a family, having a business over here, or looking to set up a business over here, and all the pitfalls and all that fun stuff. And also we're sitting at a table because I was actually told that it was too difficult to edit my stomach out of sitting on the sofa. So anyway, so Florian, go ahead, introduce yourself, please.
Hello everybody, so thank you Daniel for having me here. Hope we can't see my belly from here. So yeah, I'm Florian, I'm French originally. I lived in Germany for 10 years, and after this we decided to move to Dubai, so it's quite fresh. We moved to Dubai in September, and since then we have struggled, I would say, but we bring a lot of experience that we can talk about today. How to get the visa done and this kind of things might be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the thing, isn't it? A lot of people move to Dubai, and often it's exciting. It's a new start. It's a new chapter in people's lives. But then the reality slaps you in the face of, okay, well, how do we get the visa? How do we rent a property? How do we get shopping? This is something we spoke about earlier today. You know, in the summer when it's so hot, you don't even want to go outside. You're not going to walk to the local supermarket.
Definitely. And that's what I did.
You can imagine Florian in September when it's the height of temperature, walking back with bags and bags of food. I mean, it's too much. You can cook an egg on the side of the street. So. Yeah.
And it was, I think, not as bad as August, right?
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, just in this European mind, where can I do grocery shopping? Okay, there is a supermarket next to me, like it was 5 minutes walk. And I just said, okay, let's go. And you notice, okay, actually, when you just arrive, the list of things you have to buy is really big.
Yeah.
Like, you need everything.
All the basics,
Yeah, and okay, there are some small things, but of course, when you think about also softeners and this kind of things, I mean, we are talking about weight also.
Yeah.
I had to carry, I don't know, maybe 25 kilos. And just this 5 minutes walk, I had to stop 4 times under this tiring sun, and I was completely overwhelmed. I was dead. My heart was beating. I was like, there should be another way. It's not possible, you know?
Be a better way.
And I met this girl in the lift, and she was like, you did grocery. And I did, but it's tiring. And she said, you don't have to do this. You can just go on Amazon. There is this Lulu, for instance, they just deliver it at your door. And I was like, that's it? That's it? Okay.
And that's it, isn't it? Like the things that are hard to do in Dubai has figured out how to make it easier. So in the heat, in the summertime, don't go out and do your shopping. Just Noon, Kareem, Amazon, InstaShop. There's so many apps that are amazing. And to be honest, your food's probably with you quicker than you could do it anyway. 15, 20 minutes, so it's much easier to do that.
Correct.
But do tip the driver. And a lot of people don't do that. And these poor guys are running around.
That's correct. Especially when it's warm, it's not an easy job.
That's a tough job, isn't it? Because you're not doing it. They're doing it literally for you. So we always try and give them a tip.
I found also a Carrefour is here, and as a French person, then
is Carrefour from France?
Yeah, it is. So I tend to use it. And by the way, when you deliver it fast, you get less choice than if you deliver scheduled. This is also something that you should know.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And you get much more. I mean, really a lot more.
Yeah.
So I used to do this now, and pretty happy about it. Like, I can definitely work at home and then get it delivered. I just need to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really a nice service.
Yeah, that's much better. So actually, that's a good thing. You mentioned work. So obviously, you and your wife both worked outside of Dubai. You've sold your property, moved to Dubai.
Correct.
New adventure, new chapter. What's the plan right now?
So we left Europe we just left our companies, our contracts, and we moved here without any contract, without any employment. And I have to say, this is pretty courageous from us. I wouldn't recommend it to somebody except if you're really motivated. But it's something that we decided to do because we are actually quite this type of person. Not that we don't like plants, it's the opposite actually. We wanted to have the wall behind of our back and to say, okay, let's do it. We have to make it work, and this is it. So now we both work from our home in two different businesses. I'll talk about mine because my wife's just starting. Don't want to give too many clues about it, but she's
all podcast on it.
Yeah, we can invite her. Yeah, that would be great. So I'm working. I decided to move to the AI, and I'm actually developing solutions for solution based on AI and automation. So I'm helping businesses to actually implement automations based on AI to simplify their processes, workflows, and so on.
Yeah, that's really interesting stuff. So, we'll perhaps at the end of this, we'll put a link across to your website so people can go and check it out. Obviously, they can reach out to us if they want to speak to you about it. We're very conscious that we're not doing the podcast to promote people or anyone's business. We're literally more chatting about life in Dubai. But if you do need help, obviously he's there to help. So, so tell me about, so obviously you have Maurice. How old is Maurice?
Maurice is 5.
So what was the challenge of coming here, obviously, with a 5-year-old?
Actually, I think it's not as bad as the rest, like the visa and so on. Right. This was a bit more challenging because Maurice is really attached to us. So in the point of view, like more the emotional part it's pretty easy. Okay. I mean, here it's sunny, it's warm. You can go to swim all the time at the swimming pool. So that's great. At this age, it works perfectly. Right. In terms of visa, of course, if you have a visa from the parents, then you directly sponsor your child. So this is rather, I would say, also easy. In terms of school, this, I can talk a bit more about it. So Maurice was
just
born...
no names.
Of course. He was born in Germany, so his mother tongue is actually German. He speaks French, Turkish, and German. Fluently, all 3, but we decided to go on with the German school because we wanted him to feel also comfortable. So we didn't want to go directly to an English school. Exactly, would be a bit hard. So it worked pretty well because they speak German, and so this worked pretty well. And he could find some friends there. At that age, I think it's pretty easy to still make friends. So it works pretty well. And actually today he went again for a play date. So I believe the integration is we can check it. Correct. So he is really happy about it. So I could say this is fine. The only thing is transportation to the school. This I find it a bit. I find it hard. We contacted a bus company that works with the school, but they don't provide any of such services in our area.
So you have to drive him
exactly
and pick him up.
It's just 10-15 minutes one way, so it's not a hell, but still you need to do it. Drop him. Bringing in front of the door, etc., and coming back, it takes some time.
So if you guys weren't working from home, actually, that would be quite difficult, wouldn't it?
Except if the work is next to it. So we are lucky that his school is at Silicon Oasis. Right. So it's a place also where you have some work, but if you don't have it next to it, then it's, especially if you have to go back to downtown next to where we live and where everybody is driving in the morning, this would be really terrible. And that's thing. I guess that's where parents tend to either send
like a nanny or
nanny.
Maid.
Exactly.
A lot of people have maids. Which is interesting. And one of the things we're talking about is cultural differences. And one of the big cultural differences I noticed here is maids. It's more than quite. It's actually very normal for a family, even with one child, to have a live-in maid, or certainly a maid that's there every single day.
It is.
Where in Europe, America, I grew up in America and Europe, and yeah, it's not unheard of, but it's very unusual.
It is. I mean, I never heard about it in France and in Germany neither. I mean, at least in the connections I had, in the level of my society, I would say I didn't. Maybe in the higher class it could be, but it's untypical. Yeah.
It's still definitely not the norm. Where here, it's almost unusual if you're a family and you don't have a maid.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And actually, but many of my friends from Europe don't have maids, and not for any bad reason. It's just that they're not used to doing it. I asked one of my friends who has, he has a young son, not as young as Maurice, but I said, why don't you get a maid? And he said, I just feel a bit uncomfortable having someone else in the house that I don't know. That's it.
I think it's also in Europe. The system is a bit organized so that the parents work. So the school is going a bit later.
Yeah.
And it's easier to work and then to pick up his child. I think here, for instance, the school of Maurice is stopping at 2. And sorry, but 2 is the beginning of the afternoon. So you still have half of the day to work, right?
Yeah.
We extend it through activities, afternoon activities. It goes till 4, depending on what he wants to do. So it goes from Monday to Wednesday till 4. And then Thursday is 2 again, because he doesn't want to do or to swim at school. And on Friday it's a holiday, so it's only till noon.
Right.
So actually you have also to organize yourself so that it works. I mean, it's hard.
Did you look at a number of different schools? I mean, was it easy finding a school, vetting a school? You know, because you obviously wanted a German school. You said. How did that work?
Actually, because the focus was German school, I think there are only 2. And this one directly stood up. Yeah, exactly. This was very easy. I have to say that now we are thinking about an English school.
Right.
Because it's not that we don't like German or something. We think that it's just more convenient because the school is in our area. Right. So we would, instead of driving, I would walk definitely 10 minutes, which is great.
Well, this time of year,
no traffic and so on. So I think it's the best. And for him, English would be also useful. Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll find a solution so that he keeps his German as well. That's it. So here, if you want English, it's definitely, you have much more.
Schools,
but it's again spread. Like, do you want to? There are really good schools. I heard next to. Further, I mean, I don't remember the name, sorry, but it's further a bit more in the desert. Let's say it's good school, but do you want to drive to there or do they have a bus? This you need also to take into consideration. So there's not just the quality of the teaching; it's also much more.
Yeah.
And there are also French schools, by the way, are famous, and all the French people that are here in the community, they go there. Yeah. I guess there are the choices. If you want, especially in English, you have from till.
And do you find that with Maurice's learning, is it the same as it was back home, or is it different? I've heard some stories from Fabian. His little boy is younger, but obviously he's younger. But there's a lot of testing, exams going on, and he's like 3, and like at the end of every week that he gets a report card sent back saying he did quite well in learning Arabic or learning English or learning all this stuff. And I thought, God, at such a young age. But I mean, is that
it's not the case at the DISD because the school because they are
no names.
Yes, they are based on the, if I'm not wrong, Heidelberg, so it's a city in Germany system.
Right.
So they copied the system from Germany.
That makes
so
sense.
from there, it's quite the same.
Yeah.
But I have to say that they pay more attention to the activities they do with the children. In Germany, we had bigger classes, and here we have only 2 teachers, but less people. And the activities, they are really trying hard to prepare and to interact with children.
Right. How many people are in this class?
I believe it's around like 15, 14, 15,
Okay, yeah,
something.
that's nice.
It's
That's a good
okay,
size,
yeah.
yeah.
It's really okay.
Yeah.
And as I said, they're always trying to prepare things. They even went out for a picnic in the park recently, so that's really nice. They organized a Christmas party.
Yeah.
This we didn't have in Germany, I have
Yeah.
to say. So they also try hard to make it good.
And what about other cultural differences? I mean, obviously at the moment it's Christmas time here, and I'm in a household that obviously I was brought up Christian, and my other half is Muslim. So I'm in a very mixed household, and I mean, my own personal view of it here is there's, if you are Christian and you want to celebrate Christmas, there's everything you absolutely can. There's Christmas trees everywhere, Christmas shops. In fact, you guys went out to, didn't you guys go to a Christmas thing?
Correct, yeah, in Jebel Ali, or
Souk
was it?
Madinah, did you go?
Yeah, the Souk, sorry,
Yeah.
the Souk. And next to the Burj Al Arab. Was really nice. So as you said, you couldn't find anything. They really transposed the concept of Christmas markets, German style, there.
Yeah.
And they made snow from some
Really? kind
of a plastic. Yeah.
Dubai is
so it's really
amazing.
nice.
I mean, how cool is that?
So it was for children. They had the play zone and they
Yeah.
could throw snowballs. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Of course, if you know how it is, the authentic one, it's still different. I mean, you can't expect exactly the same thing. Just the cold makes it also a bit
Exactly. Yeah.
warmy.
Although there is the ski Dubai.
Correct.
And I think in there they've got.
It's cold enough.
Yeah. So but of course it's one place. But we're in the desert. Don't forget.
Yeah,
So
exactly. But it's still. I mean, and funnily, we heard a lot of German people there.
Really?
So I think it attracts also the people that they still want to find us. So, yeah. So and as you mentioned, you can find any type of festivities or special events from all the world. They are trying to celebrate it. So that's the great thing. They really accept everybody coming in. You have the Indian celebration. You had the Christmas. You had of course the Ramadan. So they really don't. Everybody is the same, and that's the great.
Yeah, and that is an amazing thing about Dubai. People, even my own family members that I speak to back in England, they still ask me, "Oh, but is it difficult if you're this or that?" And everybody is included here, and that's a lovely thing about being here. If you follow the rules and you're respectful to people and everybody around you, it doesn't. Everybody's included. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and people should come and visit and see that because there's still a misconception about it. I don't know. Did you guys? Obviously, I met you way before, but did you visit Dubai many times before you moved here?
Just once.
Okay. Once. Then we jumped on the plane.
It was enough. Well, SK my wife made many researches about Dubai, so we already knew what we were looking for. When we came here, it was holiday, but it was at the same time we were looking for apartments and so on. So we were really focused. It wasn't like just enjoying and so on. It was also focused. Is it a good place to start a new life? This was in April, by the way, and we moved here in September. That's why we tried to plan, but I can tell. I wish I knew things before because it's always like this.
Make it a lot easier, wouldn't it? And it's that. No one thinks they need to know something until they realize they don't know it, if that kind of makes sense. But part of what we're trying to do with this podcast actually is all these little nuances that are very easy, and once you know them, it makes your life so much easier. So hopefully we can do some of that. But another thing that Florian and I talk about actually is growing things in the garden. So back home in England and in America, when I live there, I like to have things growing in the garden. The difference is out here, the weather becomes so extreme, so hot, it kind of limits you potentially on what you can grow. Although the
so what do you have in your garden?
What do I have in my garden? I have a beautiful bougainvillea. Am I saying that right?
I'm not sure.
No,
I'm not familiar with the term.
But anyway, you can't see it, but it's amazing. So bougainvillea I've got out there. I've got some lily as well, which is growing, but not doing so well. I did try to do a cactus, which was actually the one thing that died. And I want to start growing some vegetables.
That's nice. If you need my help, by the way, because the veggies are really what I used to do. I mean, I had not big balcony, but I had on it really everything what you need for a small family like us during summer to provide enough tomato. That's for sure. We weren't buying anything.
Just lived on tomatoes.
No, we had chilies, we had paprika, we had potatoes.
Really?
Everything, yeah.
Potatoes?
Inside, all mixed, but they were all, like protecting each other, kind of.
Yeah.
It was really good. And because it's a balcony, the good thing is that there is no parasites because it's on top, so you don't get all these snails and this kind of things.
Yeah.
So definitely if you need help.
I'm 100%.
But I have to say, it looks quite green. I mean, this is also what I want to bring to the world. Like Dubai, people have this in mind. Yeah, okay, there is Burj Khalifa and desert. It's not like this. No. It's not even desert. It's pretty actually sandy, of course, but you have some bushes and so on everywhere. And in the garden, you can still make things grow. Of course, you won't make salad just under the sun. This won't work. But if you adapt yourself, you can definitely make your garden green.
And actually, Dubai as a whole is becoming a lot greener. I think aesthetically, plants, trees, bushes, they look really nice. And any new community that you go to now, the planners are really putting that into the actual whole design. One place that we just helped a client out with was in Mira Oasis, and it's absolutely beautiful. You drive through and it's just trees lined along every street, and there's these little garden areas off to the side. It's really pretty. You can just walk around, spend an afternoon walking around it. It's really nice.
Yeah, I have to say also, I'm in a pretty new community, and it's the same. The central thing is also the plants.
You have a river right outside your building.
Yeah, a lagoon. Sorry.
Lagoon, yeah.
Yeah, or however they call it, canal. Sorry, and and we have 2 parks next to it. Okay, they are not big parks like you can find in the UK maybe, but it's still nice to just walk out the door and have a walk on the shadow of real plants and
walk on real grass. Take your shoes off. Go for a walk.
It's real grass. It's not plastic.
Yeah, I have plastic grass outside. But real grass is amazing, isn't it?
It is, and it's important. I mean, if you had concrete everywhere, I think it wouldn't be the same. It would definitely.
And I think that they probably realize that, and when they're planning, they're like, okay, it can't all just be business. You have to have trees and greenery because you're going to have families here, and families have children, families have animals, dogs and cats and everything else, and you need that. Otherwise, it's impossible to live in.
Yeah, and I think as human, we still need a bit of nature, at least a bit. So I think it's great, and that's what they have planned. By the way, do you know that you can see the plan of Dubai until 2015?
No.
It's online actually, so
really?
It's really nice. I heard a podcast about it yesterday. That's why I can talk about it. And they are also gonna plan how many? It's 93 kilometers of pathway. Undercover and ventilated.
Yeah.
But eco-friendly because the ventilation should be animated or powered by the walking. So the kinetic energy that you give by walking is gonna actually blow some air so that you feel
That's
good.
really cool.
And it's 93 kilometers. I don't know a lot of cities, especially now, that are ready to sacrifice such a surface of air.
And that's again the amazing thing about Dubai is that it's still largely a blank canvas. There's still a lot of things that you can add here and that they're doing, and this is right now, but it is going to be even more so a massive hub for people to move to create business, to create a family and a life. It's an amazing thing, some of the stuff I've seen being planned. So.
And I think that what you need to also say is that they don't focus only on money. They are not trying to bring just people and make more and more money and then leave the country. No, the country is their business. It's their, they own it. And they want people to feel happy. This project is actually not bringing any money. Yeah. It's just for people's happiness. Yeah. So it's a great thing. When you have to remember this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it, isn't it? If the people that live in your country are happy, they become more abundant. Everybody works better. Everybody collaborates better, and
they stay.
And it's that and that's the thing. Yeah. When I first moved here a few years ago, and my first initial impressions were, okay, this is great, but what if things change. At the moment it's tax-free. What if they add taxes in, which they might well do? And if they do, it will be to support the economy, and that's what happens. That's why people get taxed. But if they do, is everyone going to leave? Well, if you make the place of Dubai beautiful and it has everything that you want to live in, then no, you're not. Because even if you did pay taxes, you'd say, okay, well, I'm paying it because this is an amazing place to live, not just because it's tax-free. And I think they've realized that that's a big thing.
It is. So check the new plans. I mean, I heard it's really nice to read it also.
We will have the plans on the podcast when we edit it.
A link to it.
Yeah, we'll have a link to it and a little pay window behind it, or whatever it's called. For two dirham, you can access it. So the other thing we were talking about at the beginning was shopping and things that you like to buy, and how it's much easier to do things like InstaShop and that kind of stuff. It is also very easy to buy online and have it delivered. I mean, I'll be honest, I actually really like going to shopping malls and things like that, and Pfizer does, and we spend we don't spend a lot of time. I was about to say we spend a lot of time, we don't. But we do quite like going to shopping malls. And actually, our favourite one, bit of a shout out to Dubai Outlet Mall. It's not pretentious, it's not fancy, it doesn't have a wonderful fountain in it or an amazing aquarium, none of that. So it's not great if you're visiting Dubai necessarily, but it has tons of shops in there and great discounts. So there, give it a try.
Is it an advertisement?
Yeah, I know. There's another paywall behind it, just if you access it. But one of the things we were joking about was how over here we had something called, in America, we had something called Black Friday.
Yeah. In Europe as well.
In Europe as well, Black Friday. And then over here, they changed it, and it's not Black Friday, it's White Friday.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So the thing is, because black is associated with a negative, rather, image. Right. And Friday is actually in the Muslim religion very important. Yeah. So they didn't want the black and Friday together. That was why. So they call it the White Friday. Right. Especially on Amazon, but I think all the rest, except Noon, Yellow is calling Yellow Friday, of course.
It's funny that again, those cultural differences that you wouldn't even think about it, but it's actually quite a nice thing. I like that.
But it was funny because a week before the Black Friday, White Friday, whatever, on Amazon it was already White Friday, and I thought, actually, it's something like 1 week before maybe, and then the Black Friday is gonna come.
There used to be Blue Monday.
Okay, this is after the Black Friday?
Yeah, so this is in America. So Blue Monday was electronics. So laptops, computers, all of that was on Blue Monday, and you got a discount off all of that. But it's specifically for that. So I don't know, maybe that was...
Yeah, and about this, the little story I had about it is that we needed to buy a new laptop for my wife because her one is quite old. I mean, it's 12 years old. So we said, okay, this is the right time. I mean, now we have to invest. We found one on Amazon, and it has a certain price. It was already decreased, so we said, okay, that's good. We buy it, but we didn't open the box at all. And then we waited. This was 4 days around before the Black Friday, White Friday. And on the Black Friday day, I checked every day, but on this day, on noon, there was again, how much was it? Like nearly 400 dirhams, so 100 euros less.
Really?
Plus, also we had cashback on top compared to Amazon, which didn't have. So I ordered again, asked for the reimbursement on Amazon, had to give it back. And the funny thing is that when I gave back and the box was closed, the guy said, what is wrong with it? Like, are you trying to do something? And he had to open it. I mean, not the Mac box, but the first one. I mean,
just to make sure it was in it, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Because they are selling it. They give the normal box, then they give another brown box, which is actually coming from the manufacturer, and inside you have the white, nice marketing box. And he had to open this second one to make sure that the thing was inside and that the number matches the thing. So so that was cool. And thanks to this, we saved, a quite good amount. If you want to buy it now, it's again, I don't know, like
follow this link if you like.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not giving brands or anything. It's just kind of a.
I would actually say the best deals that I've ever got on buying things is on Noon.
Okay.
I really
This is
like
Noon,
it.
yeah.
Noon is we probably use Noon more than anything for, yeah, I would say so. I mean, our last 3 TVs that we bought, one because I dropped it off the wall, and then, you know, we're on...
You need to play football outside, you know.
Yeah. that was a 70-inch TV, and that was because I was, unfortunately that one fell off the wall. But yeah,
Shit happens.
it does. Unfortunately to me, quite a lot. So yeah.
But no, your TV is fine. Yeah. So Noon is pretty.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool. Really good.
unknown in Europe. I don't know in America.
No, I think it's owned by. Is it owned by the government? I don't.
I can't say.
I don't know. Actually, we'll have to look into that.
But they have really good price. I mean, they are really competing with Amazon, and good for us.
All right. So there we go. So we've been chatting now for about 40 minutes.
Nice.
Is there anything else we can discuss while we're sitting here chatting away? Anything else you want to talk about? You think our 2 viewers might want to? Might want to watch? Oh no, Uzge might watch now. So 3 viewers.
Yeah. We're gonna increase this, right? I don't have a topic now. For sure, we have tons of things to say as usually, but maybe you can reserve it for another podcast.
Absolutely. What we'll definitely do is when Florian's wife Uzge gets her company to the point where we want to talk about it and she's happy, we'll do that, and perhaps we'll have all 3 of us on here talking about stuff. Actually, Florian and I have a lot of exciting stuff going on in the future as well, so we can discuss that as well. But for right now, thank you for watching, and please hit the subscribe button, the like button. If you have any questions about anything or you'd like us to talk about anything, just send us a DM. All right.
All right, then.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Daniel.
Pleasure.
Bye bye.